Welcome everyone, this is Island Crusaders. This is going to be a quick review for a little indie game. Now let me start off by saying that this game costs peanuts, about US $8 at full price, and when on sale comes in at around US $4, and it is a solo developer. I think he's had some assistance in a few areas, but all up it should be considered very much a solo effort. I was provided a free key for the game, so thank you for that. But I felt like looking at something a little bit different, so decided to give it a bash. And on that note, consider bashing that sub and like button if you like how I talk about games and things here. Now I'm also aware that the developer is still working on the game, is still doing the odd patch. So some of the things that I talk about here may well change in the future, but it is not by definition early access, it is a full release game. I'm going to start off with my very quick overall thoughts on the game. Then I'm going to start backing those thoughts up with looking at what the developer has said of his own game here. Then how the game tends to play out. Then I'll look at the good points of the game. And then the points or the parts that need some improvement. And I will finally answer the question, is this game worth buying? This game tickled me, but it did not enthrall me, and for this price point perhaps I should not expect it to do so. Anyway, what do I mean by tickle? Well, I liked it, but not overly so. And sometimes after having had a break for a day or so, I wanted to play it again. But then after I'd been playing it for a while, I wanted to exit the game. I found it a game that provided me mixed feelings, which I'm going to explain shortly. Island Crusaders is a cute yet brutal tactical RTS game. Defend your home against swarms of enemies as your picturesque island gets stained by the blood of your enemies. Unlock new and unique units, strategically place and move them, and defeat the impending army. They also say further down into the Steam descriptions under the heading Advanced AI, your soldiers navigate an attack on their own. All you have to do is tell them where to go. This way you can spend less time worrying about your soldiers and more time planning and executing your perfect strategy. And the dev has an expert mode in this game, which he discusses under the heading Unlock Expert Mode for even more of a challenge. And on this point he says, Expert Mode allows you to replay all 20 levels but at night time with reduced visibility and new, harder enemy spawns. You can also play the expert mode levels with all the previously unlocked units. The point of the game is to defend your castle or castles on a small island from waves of attackers who land on your shores and move up ramps towards where your castles are. You place your defenders into circles to protect certain areas or to fire from a particular spot down upon the enemies. You can also place as many defending units as you can afford in gold, which you can see up into the top right corner of the screen. In some maps you gain the gold by claiming chests of treasure that appear, and in others by mining rocks of gold, and you also get gold for vanquishing some enemies. The game is very fast paced, even relentlessly so I would say. If you stuff up, your game can be over within a couple of minutes, but if you do hold the attackers off, you will win and be rated in that win from 1 shield through to 3 shields, and you will need to win at a 3 shield standard to later unlock the expert mode on every game level or map. When you lose, you get to replay the level straight back without a break, and that is where it can feel really relentless and really fast paced. As you get to the higher levels and unlock more units, it does get more fun. You get attacked by more varied troops, and likewise you have more varied troops to defend with. And eventually you can unlock expert mode and play the maps again at night time with more attackers and more defenders. I unlocked expert mode in about 4.5 hours, give or take. It is a very casual game. You can pick it up, play for a bit, then stop, play it for maybe 20 minutes, then don't play it for a day or two, then quickly have another go for 15 minutes. It's that type of game, and in that sort of setting or thinking it works quite well. The graphics are really cute and quirky, almost sort of like Dr. Zeus-like in some respects. This fits the game well, and the troops look fat and rotund and a bit silly. They look quirky, and that adds character to the game. The colours are bright and vibrant, and each map looks quite different. The cohesion of the game look across the UI, troop models and terrain is very good. The tactical aspect of the game is not bad. I struggled on some maps for a long time until I got some advice, and I realised I was not deploying my troops quite right. And that insight made all the difference, and after that I started to have some more success. The different troops are well balanced, each with its strengths and weaknesses, and for a little game it holds its own here. The music is not too bad, a little overpowering perhaps and not varied, but not too bad overall. And the user interface is simple and easy to use, nice and clean, as it should be for a game like this. Some of the levels are just over with too quick, within minutes, and you're done. If you win, that is. I felt they should be a little slower or longer at times. Why is that? Well, when you conquer or beat a level so fast, and there is only 20 of them, you can't help but feel you've been shortchanged. I'm not sure you have, but that's how you feel. And there needs to be, in my opinion, at least double the amount of levels for this game to rate a bit higher. It's just too quick, even with the expert mode enabled. The pathfinding of your troops and the enemy troops at times lets the game down. You will see this sometimes when you move your own troops around. They will split up, sometimes they will get stuck on a terrain feature, or not attack anything till they get to their target spot, therefore getting cut to ribbons as they move through other troops. When you realise the limitations of the AI in this area, you tend to not move units around much. It's just too risky, as they tend to bugger up and then become quite ineffectual, so you place the troops and leave them where they are. I also found the map colours in the later levels just too bright. The saturation was too high, causing the colours to almost bleed into each other and reduce the visual impact of what might otherwise be an excellent looking little map. Is this game worth buying? Yes, it is, but not perhaps for its full price. Now, why do I say that? I don't like being mean to people. I like to be really, really fair. But when it comes to games, I would be absolutely remiss to not remind you that for around US $8 now on Steam, you can get some truly legendary real-time strategy games, older ones of course, and these are the games that this little indie game competes with. It's a really hard market, and I do not envy solo indie developers, not at all. So if you're wanting to play a small casual game, and maybe if you pick it up on sale or slightly less than $8, it's not a bad bargain. And after all, we should probably separate a little bit of our money from our wallets to help out small indie developers, because good on them. Full admiration and respect to anyone who makes their own way in this tricky, troublesome world. Thanks for watching, and much appreciate it. I'll see you in the next chapter perhaps.